Hey everybody, Andreas with Golf Academy. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, thanks for checking out the videos today. Trying to think about what type of videos to create is probably the hardest thing on YouTube for me. You know, you don't want to keep going over the same thing, and you kind of want to do something that is a little bit different to what everyone else is doing. So when I walk my dogs in the morning, about 6:30 every morning, I'm wandering along thinking, what should I do a video on today? And I was walking along today with the old hounds. I thought, you know what, let's go back and look at an iron from 5-6 years ago and compare it to the latest model. Let's see what difference there is. Now I fit for Mizuno and Ping, and I'm going to pick on Mizuno today, and this is no shape or form a criticism at Mizuno. I could do this with any company and I think I'd probably get the same results. Now, I'm Mizuno's #1 fan. I've been fitting Mizuno clubs for over 20 years. I think the quality is some of the best in the industry. They're a great company to work with and they produce great products, but we're always being told by golf companies that the latest iron is the longest, the most forgiving, blah de blah de blah, and I wanted to kind of find out how much has changed in 5 years. So what I did is I went back into my little box of heads and I came up with, on the top here, the JPX 800. Let's talk about this one first of all. This came from the 2011 range. There's the, I keep all the information, all the specs on these because it's useful to go back with. So from the 2011 range product guide this is, and the JPX specification on the 6 iron was 28 degrees. Now Mizuno are a great company for not cranking lofts. They have moved them a little bit on the one we're going to compare, but they're not crankers. They tend to keep their lofts very consistent, and length 37¼ inches long, which is exactly the same as the one I'm going to compare it to. 800, JPX 800 is a really good club. Serious looking iron, reading a bit of blurb here. Control, forgiveness, distance, feedback and playing profile, thinner uniform face for excellent energy transfer, largest MOI, moment of inertia, forgiveness, numbers recorded in Mizuno irons, triple cut sole, modified groove, all sorts going on. So it was a real breakthrough iron, I think, for Mizuno. So let's put that up against the very latest JPX 900 hot metal. So since this fella here, we've had the 825s, the 850s, and now we're on to 900. So we've moved on and we're now into the 2016 this came out. So we're 5 years on. Spec on the JPX 900 hot metal is the loft is 27 degrees, so it's only gone up 1 degree in 5 years, which is great, and the length is exactly the same. So the 900 hot metal is made out of something called chromoly. It's a slightly different material that Mizuno have used. It gives a slightly softer feel. We'll talk a bit about that later. What I wanted to do was do a direct comparison, so that's what I did. I spent quite a bit of time hitting shot after shot until I got 5 shots which were fairly comparative. I took out the big turnover pulls, I took out the big blocks to the right, I took out the missed strikes, and I tried to get 5 strikes of each club which were pretty similar. They'll never be identical, folks, because you need a robot to do that, and my golf swing's hardly robotic. There is human error involved here. But it was just to give us an idea, and it was very interesting, the results, which we'll talk about. So let's do this. I'll flash up a picture if I can on the screen as I'm talking here, which will just give you a slightly clearer picture of the numbers. But let's just jump. Let's talk about the 800 first of all. I averaged 86.6 miles an hour of club speed. Let's jump to the numbers we're all interested in. Carry distance. 171 yards of carry. I'm not even going to talk about run out distance at all, except just say it's 186. So 171. Backspin 4200. Okay? We move on to the new JPX 900 hot metal. Got the club speeds, as you can see, pretty much bang on. 86.4, 86.3. Nearest damn it, isn't it? Average carry distance 172. Run out, if we're interested in it, 186. Sorry, it's 184, 186. So there's 2 yards extra run out on that. But we're looking at carry distances, 1 yard in it, folks. Just looking at the numbers, pretty consistent, as you can see. Got a 5 yard fluctuation in here, and longest one was 174 carry. Into the hot metal again, yardages were very consistent. Longest carry I got was 175, shortest I got was 170. I hate it when it does that. My projector goes into standby. Excuse me a second. Just wake that back up. Always does that at the worst possible time. So, what do you think? Numbers, pretty similar, aren't they? Very similar. Spin rate 4200, 41119, identical. Launch angles 16.1, 16.6. There's nothing in this, folks. Let's talk. So, what am I going? Where am I going with this? Am I digging myself a big hole saying that Mizuno haven't improved their clubs in 5 years? Well, yes, I think they have. Looking at those results on face value, you would say, well, nothing's changed. What I did notice hitting the 900 was it definitely had a little bit more forgiveness in it. When this one was slightly harder to hit, not in terms of feel of it, to an extent, although this was probably a fraction softer. I just felt I had a little bit more forgiveness with the 900 hot metal, and it's a great club, folks, but I think it just goes to show that these manufacturers, you know, are sometimes trying to reinvent the wheel here. We have got in the 800 a fantastic design, but manufacturers, of course, they have to keep changing their clubs to keep selling them. You know, it's not just Mizuno, it's TaylorMade, it's Callaway, it's Ping. They've got to have a new model every year or 18 months, or if you're TaylorMade, every 6 months, because they've got to keep selling golf clubs. But it's a very interesting experiment for me to look back and see how much has changed in 5 years. Obviously, price has gone up as well. You know, with the world changing, and certainly in this country, you know, with Brexit, there's been some pretty big fluctuations in the exchange rate, so golf equipment is costing us quite a little bit more. But 800, was that just a fantastic golf club which is way ahead of its time, or has golf club design reached a point where they can't really push it any further? Has it reached a point where do they go next? That would be my question. How can they keep making a golf club better? I think at the end of the day, a lot of it obviously comes down to the golf swing, and I think a lot of people buy equipment unnecessarily sometimes. They change their equipment sometimes too quickly. I think a set of irons should be able to last you anything up to 3, 4, maybe 5 years before you want to change, unless you wear them out or you just fancy a change. But some golfers, in my mind, are chasing good results by changing equipment, where they should really be going to see their local PGA pro and improving their golf swing. That's how I feel about it. That's not to say that you shouldn't go and get fitted. Of course you should. If you're using a set of irons which are 15 years old with rubbish shafts in there and worn out grips, then of course you're going to get an advantage from a modern club like this. You will. But don't think it all just boils down to the club. A lot of this is down to the golf swing, isn't it? So there we go. That's my little experiment. 5 years between two clubs, and I think what I'll do, because I don't want to appear biased to Mizuno on this, and I say it's not me having a go at Mizuno, far from it. I'm going to probably do the same experiment with Ping. I'll probably go back, because I managed to keep all the heads. I think I'll go back to maybe something like G20 and compare a G20 to a G iron and see if anything's changed there. Post your comments, let me know what you think. If anyone's still using the JPX 800, are you thinking of changing to the 900? Great club, fantastic club. Loved that video. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, click on the button down below, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye for now.